I'm a simple man.
I like simple things.
I like butter in my ass and lollipops in my mouth. Guys, welcome back to the Retro Review. I am the Bearded Geek. Joining me as always is Mikey the Freak.
Butter my ass.
And Steve.
I'm a star. I'm a star. I'm a star. I'm a star. I'm a great big shining star.
If you haven't figured it out, we're going to be reviewing the movie Boogie Nights. But before we get into it, let's check out that trailer, shall we?
Yes, let's.
Here we go.
Well, I got a brand new bit. Trailer for the movie. Thanks for watching.
And that's the show.
Everyone's got one special thing, right? Everyone's blessed with one special thing. I want you to know I plan on being a star.
You don't say much about her. That one scene.
Eddie Adams from
And
Taunton.
then he never sees his girlfriend again.
Jack Horner, filmmaker.
Nope.
Never.
I make exotic pictures.
In 1977, a kid from nowhere.
Maybe think about your name.
My name, yeah.
Something with a little pizzazz.
Can I see it?
That's exactly. I love that scene. Jack says
Had
you
a
have a great
dream
big
of
cock.
getting somewhere.
Thank
Jack
you.
Horner has found something special in newcomer Dirk Diggler.
So let me just pop in his 8-track, and you just give a
Bill
listen
it.
to him.
Bill
what you
it.
think,
Pump
okay?
it.
That's the
Feel
best
that beat.
part.
Feel that bass.
It was a time when disco was king.
These are the ones. These are great.
Yeah, those are really cool. Are they lizard?
No, they're Italian.
Sex was safe. Pleasure was a business.
Cut. Terrific. Nice work.
And business was booming.
And the award for Best Newcomer goes to...
Oh, my baby boy, Dirk Diggler. I've seen his work, and I can't wait to work with him.
Goodbye, 1979.
It was a nice car.
1980. Are you ready?
But in 1980,
Are we gonna fuck?
Come on, you puppies!
was
Puppies!
over.
You are fired! What? You're fired! You're fired!
It's jealousy, it's deceitfulness, it's vindictiveness. But, I mean, God, what can you expect when you're on top?
That was a good scene, too.
Love this part.
New Line Cinema presents a portrait of 2 decades in the life of a business, the days of a dreamer, and the nights in between.
That is the way to have fun.
Boogie Nights.
Oh, wait. It's supposed to be a G, not a Q. Oh, come on.
It's Rodriguez.
I cannot say enough great thing about these movies.
That was
I
good.
want to meet Heather Graham to ask her to ask her about this movie, only to ask her how much time did you train on those roller skates? Because there's a scene when they are doing disco dancing and she is doing full turns and like claps and then spinning back around and then clap. And she's doing this all in the skates the whole
Never
time.
took them off the whole movie.
Are you gonna take your
No,
skates off?
never.
No, I never take them off. Don't come inside me.
Right. Steve, why don't you tell us a little bit more
All
about
right,
this
man.
movie?
Come on, my tits.
Don't worry, I'm fixed. All right, man. Back when sex was safe, pleasure was. This is exactly what the trailer says. Back when sex was safe, pleasure was business, and business was booming. An idealistic porn producer aspires to elevate his craft to an art when he discovers a hot young talent. No, this movie is awesome. 1997, 2 hours 35 minutes. Written and directed by PTA, Mr. Paul Thomas Anderson. Such a great cast: Mark Wahlberg, Julianne Moore, Heather Graham, Philip Seymour Hoffman, John C. Reilly, Ricky Jay. This is the comeback film for Burt Reynolds in 1997 when his career had drastically crashed and gone nowhere. Even more names to be named, but this movie is so spectacular. This is a movie that I continuously watch all the time, and not for the nudity, surprisingly enough.
Bullshit.
No, that's
Bullshit.
just it's an added
Bullshit.
bonus.
A bullshit. A bullshit.
Bullshit. A bullshit.
Three scenes of nudity with toplessness, and one dick. I was gonna say the C word, but I just say dick instead. And the nudity scenes aren't even that much for me. I legitimately love this movie. We folks, I'm not even gonna lie. I talked about this movie for
Put the knife down. Put the knife down. Put the knife down.
I talked about this movie for 15 minutes.
you.
It's amazing. For 15 minutes before we decided to record. I love this movie. This movie is just it's a cinematic masterpiece, much like Big Trouble in Little China.
Ooh. Mikey the Freak, what were your first impressions of this movie?
You have to be of age to watch this movie, and of course, I think I was probably 15 when I watched it.
I was 16, but you don't need to be of age.
No, I love this movie.
Perfect for the Colonel.
Absolutely, yeah, maybe younger.
I never do anything with them, Jack. You got to know, I never do anything with them. They're just so small and so cute. You're my friend, Jack, right? You're my friend.
Say you're my friend. Say you're my friend, Jack.
Let me hear you say you're my friend.
No. Yeah. So I think this is an amazing movie. The cast, A+ cast of actors and actresses, went on to great things even after this movie. The biggest thing I like about this is the way Paul Thomas Anderson really went through, and you see everybody's story from the highs to the lows and to where they end up at the end of the movie. And you watch every single person has their own life inside of this, and then also outside of the porn business and what they're going through, whether they're struggling with drugs or they're struggling with their wife or they're struggling being homosexual. They're black and white, so they show the mixed races being married, and which is not something it really happened a lot then, and it was still frowned upon in the 70s. I believe
it's called interracial.
Yeah, see, I know that too. Anyway,
you're from
interracial, whatever. So, so everybody had their own little story, and I think that's what the amazing part of this movie was.
It's the whole intertwining of everything. I don't mean, but 100%. Please, bearded geek.
No, absolutely, yeah. I mean, and then everybody not everybody, but they start to come back, and then. Then everybody comes back to the house because the porn industry in the 80s takes another turn for the better.
New twist. We remake the movie. Last 30 minutes, once they enter the 80s, zombie flick. William H. Macy comes back.
No. My first impressions of this movie is I watched it for the first time this week, and I really enjoyed the story that was told. You got to see the rise and the fall, and then the rise again of everybody's personal life. Except
you definitely see the rise,
except for the people who did not. Make
it's a very hard movie to watch.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, you guys are very punny. No, it was one of those movies that, like Steve said, I got interested in the stories more than the actual nudity, which I thought it was the nudity that I was really going to like the most. I'm not going to say I didn't like it because I definitely did. But it was one of those movies that I just really enjoyed. It told a story. This was one of those movies that told a true story, and it was shot and filmed and acted very well. And everybody was great in this movie.
The first 15 minutes, I came to a conclusion that I love this movie.
Steve, why don't you?
I saw this movie when I was like 16 years old. This movie came out in 97. I graduated.
It took him 10 minutes.
So I was 15 because I graduated in 99. So I graduated in 2000. So this came out 3 years before I graduated. So I was 14, 15 years old. And this is probably the first movie that I legitimately watched that I knew that I knew that what I was watching was just something that was just going to last. It was one of the first movies that I knew I was watching art. Like I wasn't watching a movie. Like this is just such detailed storytelling. And at me at such a young age to be able to watch this and be like, just to truly understand what was happening in life and being just drawn into it There's nothing negative that I can say about this movie. There's nothing bad about it.
It's one of those movies.
Masterpiece.
It's one of those movies that probably brought people in because it was about the porn industry and there was nudity in, but people actually came in and enjoyed it because it was a well shot movie. Jesus Christ!
I can't help it.
What'd they come in?
Probably a sock.
Steve. Steve, how would you rate this movie?
10 out of 10. It's Ty Dillinger, baby. This is Sean Spears. This is a perfect 10. I love this movie. I could literally watch this movie every day and be happy with it.
No, I get that. How about you, Mikey the Freak? What would you...
Man, I'm giving it the size of Dirk Diggler's Johnson. 13, baby. It's a 13 all day long.
Okay, I know we're doing ratings, but folks, when you watch the movie, when the Colonel goes, "May I see it?" and he shows it to him, and then he walks away, the look on the Colonel's face, he's like,
thank you.
Dirk has walked
dollar
away,
signs,
and it is
dollar
just,
signs.
It's just imprinted on his head, like it's just
I love how he just says, "Can I see it?" and he looks down and he goes,
"Well, Jack tells me you have a great talent, a great
thank you,
talent."
Eddie." He just, thank you, Eddie.
Thank you, Eddie.
Yeah,
very nice dick.
I would rate this, yeah, it's got to be a 10. It was a really good movie.
Everything about this movie.
A 9, but a 10 with the boob bump. There you go.
This was a 7 with all that ass and pussy. That's a 10. It's a 13.
Even without the boob bump, like it's if you're giving it a boob bump, then it's an 11 for me.
Yeah, no, it's a 10 without the boob bump. I was joking about that, but it was a really good movie. I do have some fun facts about this movie. After seeing a rough cut of the film, Burt Reynolds regretted making it. He fired his agent for recommending the role to him and did not participate in promotional interviews.
Didn't Burt Reynolds win the Oscar for this movie?
It was when he saw the rough cut of it. So,
it was uncut. Was it uncut?
Leonardo DiCaprio was originally offered the role of Eddie Adams / Dirk Riddle. Yeah.
Yes.
That would have been a different type of movie.
Yeah. I think Mark Wahlberg was a great person for this.
Paul Thomas Anderson simulated the dialogue in the fake porn movies by adapting actual dialogue from real porn movies. He said he did it so people could not say the porn dialogue sounded fake.
Smart choice.
I love the porn dialogue in this movie because you could tell, like, Mark Wahlberg's character was wanting to be a real film star, sort of.
I'm sorry.
So he was acting
when he shoots his first scene. Does it look sexy?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try. Hey, if it's okay with you, I'm gonna try and make it look real sexy.
Whatever you want, dear. But yeah, his dialogue was great.
Dick.
His dialogue was great, but all the other actresses were like, they were like talking like this because they were remembering their lines.
I've been in this restaurant for 20 minutes just to get a table.
Yeah, that one was the worst one.
I hear it's the best.
Yeah.
I hear it's the best. The one that ends up with Don Cheadle. Yeah.
Yeah.
And okay, so we're getting into ratings and everything, but I'll just say for me, last 20 minutes of the movie, Wahlberg when he's at his lowest of lows in the parking lot. Burt Reynolds with Roller Girl in the limousine going back with her old high school classmate, Don Cheadle in the donut shop, all the way to Alfred Molina. Alfred Molina, by far, greatest scene in the entire flick. I could watch just that Alfred Molina scene and be perfectly happy from start to from them getting there. From them getting there, Cosmo.
That shit was annoying the shit out of me.
Loves that shit.
He's from Asia. He's from China. Don't mind. He loves firecrackers.
Yeah. They're like, the fuck? They're like
all the
jumping
way,
the whole time.
And even then, from there, even someone like Amber. Amber has like one of the greatest. No, she doesn't get custody of her child, but as far as you could tell, she gets clean and she becomes a director of her own.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, it's a great.
If you could do me a favor, if you could take the part out about Jack saying that I don't get to block my sex scenes, like I'd appreciate that.
I mean, I know you guys were making all these puns and stuff, but I mean, this movie was great, and it's about a good comeback. So,
like Kim Kardashian. So you can find me at the last podcast you want. No, we're gonna do soundtrack. What a soundtrack! Best of My Love.
This was a great soundtrack. Amazing 70s and 80s soundtrack.
Best of My Love by The Emotions.
Yeah.
Sunny by Bonnie M. Fly Robin Fly by Silver Convention. Jazz theme from Sweet the Sage from the Chino Hamilton Quintet. Joy. Oh, that's just one of the songs. Off the Road. Afternoon Delight by the Starland Vocal Band. Jungle Fever. Brand New Key. Mama Told Me Not to Come. Spill the Wine. Lonely Boy. Fooled Around and Fell in Love. Fat Man. You Sexy Thing. I Want to Be Free. Boogie Shoes. Machine Gun. Magnet and Steel. Craft Service Theme. That's just a random one. JP Walk. Got to Give It Up by Marvin Gaye. Ain't No Stopping Us Now. Do Your Thing, Disco Fever, Queen of Hearts, It's Just a Matter of Time, The Touch, Feel the Heat, Compared to What, Silent Night, Sister Christian, Jesse's Girl, 99 Luftballoons, God Only Knows, and Living Thing. God
It's a great
damn.
Yeah, you said a mouthful.
Great soundtrack.
I did so much I almost started phoning because I didn't have time
spit it out.
That's
Mikey the Freak, what do we have for related reels?
Bro, I mean, we're like, it was so hard to pick these guys.
How you doing?
So I came up with 3 people. Mark Wahlberg, Ted, the other guys, and Shooter. So if you haven't seen Shooter, that's a great movie.
Becky, Pamela, Susie Lee, Becky Lee, Dorothy,
Julianne Moore, The Hunger Games. So she's in The Hunger Games
with Philip Seymour Hoffman. Oh, connection!
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Evolution.
Great one.
Evolution.
David Duchovny.
Hilarious and Kingpin. Kingpin. I'm sorry. The Kingsman. Golden
I was about
Circle.
to say she was not in Kingpin. You're thinking of Vanessa Angel.
The Kingsman. Sorry. And then William H. Macy, Mystery Men, Fargo, and Shameless. If you haven't seen Shameless, that's a great show.
Fun fact, Julianne Moore, Jurassic Park 2. William H. Macy, Jurassic Park 3. Boom!
All right. Well, Steve, where can people find you on your podcast?
The last podcast you'd want. It's available on every major
Jurassic
podcast
Park.
outlet.
Boom!
Boom!
Boom! Jurassic Park.
And we released whenever. Tip the Veal, try the staff. Thank you all for coming. And if you didn't, better luck next time.
All right, guys. Make sure you check out the sister channel of Back to the Retro Review, which is the Mod Squad Network, where we have a gamer show, a wrestling show, a movie show, and a horror show. We're also live every Saturday night with a giveaway. Check out the Daily Dank, who's also in the Mod Squad Network as well. All right, guys, I believe
and check out Skulllectomy.
Oh yes, Skulllectomy. Sure, check them out as well. Oh, Steve's playing with the QR codes.
Skulllectomy, folks. Scan the QR code.
All right, guys, I do believe that does it for this episode of Back to the Retro Review. Make sure you do all the YouTuber things. Give us a good old thumbing. Hit that like, subscribe. Let us know down in the comments what you would like us to check out. All right, so for Mikey the Freak and Steve, I am the Bearded Geek saying, keep it retro, everybody.
See ya.
What state? The state of California.